Hey everyone, chaomix here. Sonic has some pretty good looking food. And no, I'm not talking about famous American fast food chain Sonic, unfortunately. I'll leave that discussion to the real Sonic tubers. I'm talking about foods within the fictional universe of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's definitely something most normal people don't think about at least as often as I do. But there are certain foods from the Sonic universe that just got me going. I'm sure you've all been in the same boat at least once before. You're watching some cartoon or anime or maybe playing some video game and some delicious looking meal makes its way on screen and you're just like, yum. I've always felt this way with chili dogs from the Sonic the Hedgehog series. After all, they're Sonic's favorite food. But how did this come to be? Where did it start? And out of all the foods, why chili dogs? All this and more will be answered in today's episode, because that's what I do, discuss absolutely useless but mildly interesting Sonic lore. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future video. Don't kid yourself, you know you love this shit. But anyways, let's jump into the exhilarating lore of chili dogs in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Before we start today's episode, I'd like to say that this video is proudly sponsored by Skillshare. If you're part of the chili dog fandom like I am, there may come a point in your life where you'd actually like to make one. I'll be the first to admit, my culinary skills aren't the sharpest, but that's exactly where Skillshare comes into play. With Skillshare, you can explore among thousands of online classes for all types of learners. New videos are being added all of the time, and there are no ads to distract you from focusing on whatever new skill you're trying to learn. Thinking about taking a culinary class to cook up something amazing? I'd recommend this class by Kellis, all about cooking up simple sauces to elevate every meal. It goes over a lot of the fundamentals of creating a great sauce, which is exactly what makes something like chili on a chili dog so great. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to use the link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial to Skillshare Premium. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and with that being said, let's get on to today's video.
It's chili dog time, yeah!
Chili dogs, or chili dogu, Sonic's favorite food of all time. But it wasn't always this way from the beginning. As many of you know, Sonic was created by Sega all the way over in Japan, and over there, he couldn't care less about chili dogs. Actually, even when he was initially localized in the West, Sonic and chili dogs were not the power couple that we know them to be today. This wouldn't come until a little bit later. During the process of localizing Sonic, he was given slight modifications to his design to appeal more to the West, which, by the way, always seems so strange to me. Like, Sonic's design was already created with a ton of Western inspiration. Felix the Cat, Michael Jackson, fucking Bill Clinton. Sonic's original design was already Western. Why they changed this design to be more Western is beyond me. But you can clearly see this difference just by comparing the Japanese and American box art. There's something about American Sonic that's just so smug. I know a lot of people don't like this design with his pudgy face and mohawk, but I don't know, he's got a special place in my heart. But I guess they knew what they were doing because Sonic was a smash hit in the West. And he always has been, especially when compared to Japan. It's a bit surprising though that Sonic was never that popular over in his home country. Japan just doesn't love the blue little rat like we do over here, but that's a whole other topic for another video. But with his popularity in the West, we eventually got our own comic books and television shows to take advantage of the success of the game. It's specifically here that Sonic's distinct Western iteration comes to life. Western Sonic and Japanese Sonic are essentially two separate things at this point, which is exactly why the canon of the cartoons and TV shows doesn't fall into that of the video games. So how does this all relate to chili dogs? Well, it's actually the Western Sonic media that introduces Sonic to his iconic favorite food. The origin, the first ever appearance of the chili dog, came from the early Archie Sonic comics. Issue 0, in fact, all the way back in February 1993, about a year and a half after the first game's release. In this very first issue, we learn that Sonic has an uncle named Chuck who has a chili dog stand, Chuck's Chili Dogs. And chili dogs make an appearance all throughout the entire Archie Sonic comic series, which would continue all the way into 2017. Chili dogs also appear in the European Fleetway Sonic the Comic series, as well as the newer IDW Sonic comic series. That's a lot of chili dog lore. Alright, let's jump mediums now. Not too long after the release of the first few Archie Sonic comics, the West would see the premiere of the Deke Sonic cartoons, both around the second half of 1993. Chili dogs can be found in the second episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails' New Home, which aired in September of 1993. It's funny because my local video store had the VHS tape of this episode that I would always get. And little did I know, this episode had the first appearance of chili dogs from any Sonic television show. We can see Sonic and Tails roasting weenies on an open fire and making chili dogs, all while Sonic talks about putting Tails up for adoption. No, really, that's the plot of this episode. Chili dogs can also be found making their debut in Sonic Sat AM in the 5th episode, first airing in October of 1993, and then again in 1999's Sonic Underground, literally right there in the opening, so technically they're in every single episode here. At this point, chili dogs and Sonic are a thing, and it's like a long-term thing, not just a one-nighter. From the first issue of the Archie Sonic comics, chili dogs and Sonic have been a thing since. Everywhere outside of Japan, that is. Remember, everything we've been talking about up until now has been from the Western Sonic media. Sonic is mainly a video game series handled in Japan, so where the heck are chili dogs and Japanese Sonic media? Games would continue to release. Sonic 2, Sonic CD, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, all with no signs of any dogs of the chili variety. It wasn't until Sonic Advance 3, released on the Game Boy Advance in 2004, where chili dogs would be incorporated into the official Sonic lore. But don't hold your breath. They don't make any in-game appearance. They're only mentioned as being Sonic's favorite food. And to make matters worse, the mention itself doesn't appear in-game. It's actually in the Japanese strategy guide for this game where this juicy bit of lore is first officially confirmed. But hey, it's something. It took them a while, but at this point, Sonic Team in Japan was finally warming up to the idea of chili dogs. Unfortunately, the ball was majorly dropped around the same time. Sonic X would premiere and run through the course of 2003 to 2006, all with zero mentions or cameos of chili dogs. There is one scene with a hot dog, but that doesn't count. Honestly, Sega, I'm personally offended by this. This technically makes Sonic X the only Sonic TV show to not have chili dogs in it. Wow. What an absolute blunder. So at this point, it's looking pretty bad for the chili dog fandom. That is until the release of Sonic Unleashed. This is the first ever game to actually include chili dogs, as a purchasable item that gives you XP no less. They actually have an in-game use and everything. Alright guys, I know I can be a bit hard on Unleashed every once in a while, but maybe I'm finally seeing the light. I guess it is true that this game broke boundaries that no Sonic game has ever dared to cross, by including chili dogs into the in-game lore. So all is good. Chili dogs are canon in the official game lore of Sonic the Hedgehog. And with that, we start to see them incorporated in more and more media, both Western and Japanese. They explicitly appear in Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic Generations. We see Sonic take a bite out of one and everything. Delicious. And they're even mentioned in games like the Sonic Racing series and even Sonic Forces. And going outside of the games, chili dogs are still used nowadays with Sonic Boom, Sonic Mania Adventures, and even the official Sonic the Hedgehog social media. And possibly the best thing to ever come from the Sonic social media, the chili dog flavored G Fuel. Yes, you heard that right, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It started off as a joke April Fool's announcement, but it was one that was turned into a real thing not too long after. I haven't had one of these myself, but I would totally chug one on stream or something if I ever got my hands on it. Chili dogs are the yin to Sonic's yang, and it's completely official. Why does he like these damn things so much? They can't possibly be that good, can they? Well, I decided to test this out myself. You see, in issue 1 of the Archie Sonic comic, Sonic reveals all and gives away his famous chili dog recipe. Finally, after one entire issue, we get to learn Sonic's top secret recipe. Whew. For a second there, I thought he'd never budge and I'd have to pry it out of his cold dead hands. And it's a full-blown legitimate recipe too that you can try yourself at home. So I did exactly this. Chili dogs a la Sonic. The recipe calls for a pound of ground beef, a half cup each of chopped onions, peppers, and mushrooms, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a large can of crushed tomatoes, 8 ounces of barbecue sauce, a teaspoon each of chili powder, cumin, and oregano, and 1 large can of red kidney beans. You simmer all of this in a pot for roughly an hour and a half, and then finally, you cook the hot dogs inside of the sauce itself. Talk about lost in the sauce. It's a pretty dang easy recipe to follow too, and cooking the hot dogs in the sauce itself is a pretty neat idea that I never would have thought of. I only had one concern when making this, which was the pure amount of barbecue sauce the recipe called for. Because of this, I made sure to get the good stuff. Famous Dave's Devil's Spit. They're a Wisconsin joint that I try to hit up whenever I'm in the area, and they have some great hot sauce that luckily my local grocery store had when I went to get ingredients for this spiritual chili dog journey. But I was still worried. 8 ounces is like half an entire bottle of barbecue sauce, and I was really concerned that it would overpower the entire thing. I made sure to taste test the sauce at certain points throughout the cooking process, and yeah, it was really sweet. I added a touch of salt in order to neutralize the sweetness, and it helped a little bit, but it was still a tad overpowering. Regardless, it was time to taste test these chili dogs after following the recipe to a T. And surprisingly, they were pretty dang good. One thing I didn't consider was how the flavors of the hot dog and cheese I sprinkled on top would help neutralize the sweetness from the barbecue sauce. It was still a tad sweet, but not overpowering like I feared. It was actually a good ratio of sweet to salty. Overall, I'd give this a 7 chow eggs out of 10. I recommend trying this recipe at least once, especially if you're a die-hard chili dog fan such as myself. The Sonic chili dog lore runs deep. A lot deeper than a lot of people probably care to know. I remember being a kid and noticing how they only appeared in Western media and always wondered why they weren't in any of the games. But luckily, Sonic Team eventually caught on and incorporated them into the games, and I'm glad they did because they're iconic. Also, side note, I really want to get my hands on that chili dog flavored G Fuel because I know you guys would love to see me try that so you don't have to. But anyways, the moral of this video is, chili dogs are good. Hey everyone, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. I upload on a near weekly basis. In the comments below, let me know if you've ever had a chili dog and what your opinions on them are. I personally love chili dogs. And to take that discussion even further, make sure to join the community Discord. I'll leave the link to that in the description. And finally, I gotta thank my absolutely wonderful channel members. You guys are amazing and my #1 motivators to keep doing this whole YouTube thing on a weekly basis. If you're also interested in becoming a channel member for only $2, along with getting some pretty cool perks, press the join button beneath this video or go into the video description and press the membership link for more details. And with all that being said, I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Peace.